Okay, is it too close? Okay. I'm Price Shoemaker, and I created something that right now I'm just calling Call Assist. I leverage Tropo's API here. The use case for this is really, if you're a salesperson, you have one primary function, and that's contacting customers, which generates revenue for your business. So the support functions around your primary functions are creating expense reports around those customer contacts. There's a lot of people playing in that field. The other part to that is documenting your customer contacts or sales calls. So that's where I wanted to focus. I use the Tropo API to create transcripts from a conference call that's recorded, and then I identify keywords in that transcript, keywords that relate to action items or meetings in the future, or even reference files. So if you reference a document in your call, I can log into, I can use like a Dropbox API or whatever cloud service API, search your files, and then pull out links to those files so you can easily reference them moving forward and just identify that they were talked about on the call. So I guess right now I'll just go ahead and give it a try, and then we can see how that works. So I'm going to use Skype to call because I know we've been having some call quality issues. So right now it's just entering the conference number on Tropo. So right now this is some information I'm hoping is not going to be picked up by the call. This is just with a sales call. I guess if you're on a sales call, this is just some general conversation that should not be picked up by my project. But if I start to reference like a product cost file, I'd like that to be acknowledged. Or if I have an action item, like I will schedule a meeting for next week, then I'd like that to be picked up. So I'm reminded that I want to schedule that meeting. And then another thing I want to do is capture my commitments, or if I say I'm going to do something, that I do it. So I will follow up with Steve on that. So that's another thing I want to capture. So I just disconnected the call, and we'll say that was the call with the customer. And now I should be getting an email pretty soon with updated, I guess, meeting notes from the call I just had. So it takes a couple minutes, but it should still be within the window here. Okay, yeah, I do. So earlier, this was an email that I received from a call that I had just made. So here I referenced a, okay, we'll see. Okay, so here's the call I just had. You can see it's not perfect yet. But from these meeting references and to-dos, I'm going to integrate the some other APIs where we'll integrate this with CRMs like Salesforce, and then we can integrate with task managers, things like that. We'll actually create these files, like an ICS file for meeting invites, and that's how we're going to integrate moving forward. So I guess the next steps would be to integrate with Clarify as well. I've heard they have a really good transcription service that's not totally public yet, but would actually improve some of the transcriptions that I get. And then the next step beyond that would be moving forward to real-time listening and not waiting to do this transcription once the call ends. So then while you're on the call, you can actually have these actions taking place because we're listening in the background. And what I want to avoid is something like Siri, where you have to say a keyword, because that's very disruptive to a conference call if you have to keep using a keyword to create action items or something like that. So I think one thing that's important to keep in mind with this is just natural language and having it identify action items from there. So that's what I have.
Thank you so much.